Did someone say that I was muted? Are you claiming that I am muted?
Because I'm not.
Let us all go back to the lovely country of Banturia, a land full of misery, adventure, and evil. The whole plan for today is that we're going to prepare an adventure, semi-improvised adventure. We're going to create some maps. We're going to have some ideas regarding what could happen. And then we're going to drop the Dungeon Master from Natural Pengu into the story, and we'll see how he reacts and what he does. I'm going to Dungeon Master him. And I think that I'm really fine with improvising full adventures. That is definitely not a problem for me. But it's always easier if you have a few maps regarding the area where the adventure is taking place. So last adventure, our players managed to escape from the Judgment Tower. They managed to escape the Judgment Tower, which looked something like this on the base floor. They went through an old sewer system and found themselves in an old forest temple, apparently, where they found actually a seed of a mother tree. The players managed to escape out of the sewers with a small boat that was rotten, but yet there, and they made their way out to the little town or village of Rime. Today, I'm going to want your help, but I'm just telling you the background. Yes, Mickey, your character is holding the seed. As always. They made their way out here to the shipyard at the docks through a little sewage exit. So the adventurers made their way out here somewhere in the docks. There's a shipyard behind me where I imagine them coming out. Let's see, it's around this area. And they have escaped the Queen's prison. They are all sought after, for they have been participating in freeing slaves that were supposed to work for the Queen in building her kingdom. So we have this. We have 4 refugees, or they're 4 persons, but 2 of them share a body, believe it or not. I'm going to start. Are you a Dungeon Master? Yes, I'm both a player and a Dungeon Master. And right now we're creating an adventure today that I will Dungeon Master in about half an hour, 40 minutes. So I'm going to improvise biggest part of it, but we're going to do a few preparations together now. This is the town of Rime. We have the town's hall here. This is not a church or anything. It's a town's hall where all the decisions are being made. We have 4 villas where the 4 knights of Rime live, who are serving the Queen. And then we have the harbor quarter, where we have fishermen and those working in the docks living. I'm imagining this area here, like the houses around the square, as shops and stalls. I recognize this as the biggest tavern in town. And these I just see as, I don't know, the poor people and the peasants. That being said about the town of Rime, the characters have to split up. Hence, this will be a solo mission. I'm using a website called Incarnate. We're going to use it today again. You can pay for it and you get more tools, so you can use the free version and it's more limited. If anyone in chat is watching right now, let's actually do this. If anyone in chat is watching right now and wants to go in and try to do a map, I'm not collabing with this website in any kind of way. But if you want to sign up for free and use the tools and send me a map, I might spontaneously pick it up during the stream and use it. I can't promise you anything, but I might do it. Our adventurers have to split up. So Andre, that's going to be the character that plays the mission today. He's a what is the word of the new class? A technomancer. He's basically a magician that uses technology. He's like the MacGyver magician. So he has his little butterfly contraption that he built, which is basically like a pet, but a mechanical one infused with magic, which helps him to perform magic. And then we have the half-orc, barbarian, swashbuckler, and then we have the split persona of the pirate prince and the forest nymph. However, they all have to split ways, and today we're going to follow Andre. And we're going to imagine him fleeing from a village or a town with basically an elite force of the Queen, which could be searching for him. I assume that these 4 legendary knights who are guarding the town of Rime or close to the Tower of Judgment, the famous prison tower where all the worst prisoners of the Queen end up. So I assume these 4 knights are going to be involved in the hunt one way or another. They're going to be so powerful that a level 3 character that he is playing could only dream of fighting them. That would be pure suicide. Now we should go and do some thinking. Let me take you to zoomed out version. Let me show you Banturia. So this is an overview of the whole city where the adventure takes place, or the whole country. This is the whole country and this is the whole continent. So we have the town of Rime up here. Our heroes have to split up because together they will be seen too easily. This is only a map showing the most important settlements and cities. Huertaza up here is the capital where the Queen lives. So I presume that a wise path would be down the North Row Swamp. I guess that would be a good place to hide. The ride between Rime and North Row Swamp, though, is long. So let's imagine, I haven't really thought of the scale of this, but I'm seeing this whole as a big continent rather than a country. But the whole continent is ruined by the iron hand of the same queen. So imagine Europe being ruined by one queen. So let's say this is almost like riding between the borders of 2 countries. Let's say to get to the North Row Swamp, should we say 4 days on horseback, or should we say more to get to the edge of the swamp? If you're riding intensively every day, this 4 day, does that make sense? I think it does. Or should we say 6 days even? I don't know how far he will get. We will see. This is an improvised adventure. So I'm going to bring up the map maker and we're going to make up some things that he could find on the way. Just simple maps, some battle maps, some maps just to describe the area. And I'm thinking one thing that he should be able to kind of stumble upon on the way is some kind of village. Just a small settlement with a miserable little tavern, you know? What do you think regarding that? So we're going to get out of this tool and we're going to create not a battle map, but I guess like a city map. I guess that makes more sense. Looks like a 3-4 day ride, says Rune. Okay. This is a town where we have... Oh no. Okay. We only get to use the ugly textures because I'm not paying. I'm not sponsored. Maybe one day I could be sponsored by someone. Imagine that. Okay. So I'm imagining this is kind of a grass. We haven't gotten to the swamp part already. And then I think a few simple houses. And can we get only 3 stamps? Thank you very much. Okay. This is what we have to use. But there will be varieties of them. So as you can see here, there's variety. So let's go for this one, which looks like a simple house. Oh wow, it's tiny. So we're gonna change the scale of things right now. Since this will be more a zoom in of a small village. I am passionate about telling stories and traveling with the mind, indeed. Okay. So a small village. What kind of houses do we have? I'm imagining a village which kind of just came from a small settlement. So kind of spread out buildings. You know, not too many citizens at all. We're just gonna start by randomly putting out the houses. These are the taverns. Is this good? It's a larger tavern, but let's see that this is a way that people travel by when they're traveling the country. And the tavern is then the most successful place in the town. Let's say that. No. changing my mind. I want to have it basically in the bottom, and then we're gonna get some rotation. A well where the people fetch their water is important. These are really all of the free assets I'm getting on this kind of map. So I'm really using what I can here. I'm thinking they could have a mill. They are rich enough to have a mill. But not a big one as this one, but a smaller mill. And let's say that this guy, oops. Let's say that the guy over here is the owner of the mill. But that should rather be a larger farm like this one. So let's put the mill there. And some kind of crops would be nice if we could portray. We can put out a few trees around the villages to make it more alive, I guess. What do you think? Is it starting to look good? So this is just, and it's not sure that our player will pass by this. I need to prepare a few different maps so that we have the chance, you know, to bring him into certain places. Is the volume of the music good, by the way? Or do you want more? I think that a problem today, that a big problem today that I see with, this is just my own personal taste, but a lot of adventures that I see being streamed or podcasted, everyone is exaggerating a little bit too much, and then it takes away the magic of the magical things. Does that make sense to you? Basically, you know, when every little village has a wizard, it's not so powerful to meet a wizard anymore. When there's elves hanging around everywhere, elves are not magical creatures anymore. To me, elves should be people that if you manage to come to an elven settlement, it's something that barely no human has ever seen. It's a big thing if you meet an elf. If you actually see someone perform magic. So I'm longing back. It doesn't need to be low fantasy. It can be high fantasy, but the scale of things need to change a little bit. Cozy, let's add some clouds to conceal the badly made field of crops. It's a cloudy village. Okay. Paludimelga is swamp towards in Latin. Ah, smart, Lily. Smart. I like that. We might make something like that closer to the swamp then. Something like this. Just make it look a bit moisty. And then I guess this kind of ground we could add in between. What do you think, my friends? Just to get some basic texture of this swamp. I like this so far for the ground. What do you think? Do we add something more? Do we add this kind of sandy colors at places? I think mixing textures is nice in a swamp. And then I guess let's get some dead swampy trees in here. What do you say, my friends? Starting to have a battle map of some sort? So, one of these grids is 1.5 feet, if I remember correct. Or am I? No, they're like, oh gosh. I'm so bad at remembering this. Or are they one? I need to remember this. I'm so confused. Because I think that we need to I think we need to change the scale of it. That's what I wanted to say. Is it that one square is 5 feet? That should make sense, because then you can move 6 squares. I just need to think in meters for a while. It's 10 meters. Okay, cool. Yes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Running between these two in one round is how far you could get. It makes this map quite big. Should we rethink the scale slightly? I think we should. Maybe this is better. So you can move from this tree until over here in one round. That makes more like a reasonable thing. It could even be a little bit smaller, I think, the grid. I think this is a nice zoom. This is a good battle map we have here. There should definitely be an ogre in this swamp. Oh my, I don't know if he could pull off fighting an ogre himself. Do we want to add any more details, or will we leave the rest for the imagination? I mean, this whole story will be improvised. So we have a possible town that he could ride through. We have a battle map for a swamp. Let's go back and see where we're gonna ride through. So we're escaping a small town of Rime, most likely. And I will give him rather free hands. We have this little settlement of a village. We have the swamp, which could be the end goal. It would be nice with something like a dungeon or a cave as well, which could be an alternative. Old ruins of a bygone era, or the temple grounds of a secret cult. Something that would leave a mystery with a bit more of riddles and not so much battle-heavy stuff. What do you think of that idea? Okay, so I'm thinking something like this. We're just making a basic shape now. And then we're going to have to add different rooms. I'm seeing this is the place where you can enter. And I'm going to not make the map parallel. Only this part. What kind of things can we place down here? Can we place a trap? Can we place a riddle? I want to leave more room for improvisation, for simplicity. I want to tell good stories through simplicity, not by thinking too filmic and making... Do you get what I mean? Please understand me correct, because I think that you're coming with a lot of cool ideas. It's just that I want more simplicity. I'm seeing the shrine or the altar being down in the very south part. We'll have to work with what we have. These are the pieces that we get when we're using only free materials. But why couldn't the altar just be a little wooden log? Just like this. And a light emitting from it. On the wooden log lies a tiny pile of bones. It's not of a gnome, it's not a halfling. It's not a human, it's not a child. So let's put that small, confusing, tiny pile of bones, and we'll make something cool out of it as we go along in the adventure. And also, confusingly enough, around the altar grows 100 roses. Underground. And this sweet fragrance of roses is being felt throughout. Let's add some old roots sticking through the temple. Even some few things coming to life in the temple. I might attach this to the Seed of the Mother Tree quest, one way or another. That I gave to NoctuaMik's character. Okay. What do you think, ladies and gents? Is this a nice, okay dungeon for us to work with, to improvise in? Where's the entrance? We need to put an entrance. And yes, simple is usually the best way to go. The epic moments are going to come anyway. I think the entrance would be, as I imagine it, somewhere in this area. Maybe coming down from here. So this is the entrance. But the stairs should be much smaller. And the stairs should look like they have been built in afterhand. This used to be a stone. We'll see if we make some puzzles. We could have an empty well. Here. This adventure will be able, you know, this adventure could turn into so many different things. I think it's time to invite our player. I think we have 3 maps and that's good enough. That's all I need. Now let's bring the player in and let's start improvising. Getting ready. He's for sure going to tell us a little bit about our character, and I think this is going to be so much fun. Are you guys ready? Let's see here. Level 3. They were running from the queen of the slaves once again, having barely escaped with their lives intact from the Tower of Judgment to the town of Riemann. Through the sewers they all came out. They decided that they should split up to have a greater chance at escaping. So Andrew went south to the North Rose Swamp in attempt to save his life. A small establishment with a sad tavern and the altar of a dead god was waiting for him. Which path will he go? Which choices will he make? That only remains to be seen. Let the adventure begin.